our regular May town board meeting. Thank you everyone for coming. Vic, would you get us started, please, with roll call?
Councilwoman Reed,
Present.
Councilwoman Duchesne is absent. Councilman Hoyt,
Here.
Councilman Wozzachowski,
Here.
Supervisor Miller.
Here. All right, we have the review and approval of minutes from our regular town board meeting of April 8th. Does anyone have any comment or issues with those, or can we go ahead and adopt? All right, I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes of the regular town board meeting of April 8th. May I have a second? Seconded by Councilman Hoyt.
That's a voice.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. All right, for reports and remittances from department heads and town committees, the financial reports have been prepared for the month of April and forwarded to board members and posted online. I'd like to let the public know this evening that we've mentioned it before. Grafton is participating with Rensselaer County with the hazard mitigation plan. It's something they update every 5 years. We've participated in a few Zoom meetings so far. We've done some correspondence back and forth. The next, I'll call it a hurdle, but it really isn't, is that they have a survey that they would like as many residents of Rensselaer County to complete as possible. So we have a mandate from Rensselaer County to get this survey out there. So after this meeting tonight, I'm going to forward the link to the survey to the town clerk so she can post it on the website. And then I'll also make some copies and have it in paper copies at the library so the general public can get on and see what it's all about and answer any questions and participate in the survey. So as many people that would do that as possible, that would be great. What else do I have? The issue with the Martin Dunham Dam is ongoing, but we've had a great response from the state. They do recognize that it could be a huge public safety hazard if there were to be a problem with it. I have to say, thus far, we've had a few correspondences back and forth, and then we had a meeting with Melissa Miller from the park and Laura Weir, and then our representatives in the Rensselaer County Legislature, Jeff Wysocki and Bruce Pateri. Bruce participated in person, but Jeff is right on top of it. So that's something the state is recognizing that Grafton is a stakeholder in, and I have to say I'm gratified by their response thus far. What else do I have? I think that's it. Just thanking Jared for getting the banners up. I know there's a few more to go, but thank you for the highway department for getting that done. I think that's it for what I have tonight.
New banners. Is that the responsibility of the individual or the town? Or?
Historically, it's been the individual's responsibility, but I think I pitched a budget season ago if we could buy the banners, replace the banners for some of them that are in very bad shape. In particular, I call it the Darling tree on the edge of town, the 4 Darling brothers who served with their dad.
Faded out.
It's super faded out. And then another one that's of critical import to me is the one, gets me teared up, the Carner Etman Smith banner at the town hall, the 3 there. Those gentlemen left Grafton and never came home. And they really should be fixed. I understand from Nels Darling that the pictures are on file, that the agency that makes those banners can cough up those digital images and we can get them replaced.
I think there's a couple companies, because the ones in Troy are beautiful.
Right, they
Very,
can be, yeah.
very vivid color and everything. These didn't last that long. And some did, some didn't.
The thing is, how do you pick and choose which ones you do and which ones you don't? You can't.
Just visually, I mean, some of them you
I
can't
agree.
tell.
I'm not disagreeing. But
And maybe we can talk it over with the Veterans, administration and see what we can do to replace them all in a timely manner. Every 5 years or 4 years, whenever they need it. I just think some of them really faded quickly, some of them are still in good shape. We'll go from there. They served us, I think we should respect them.
I don't disagree. But I know, I bought my father's.
Oh, sure, everybody was.
Right, originally, and that's
Right. As
I mean,
needed,
the
I
family,
think,
maybe some of the veterans, maybe they have a way of contacting the families
Right.
to do it.
Yep.
I just don't want us to get in the middle of a project and say, well, why did you do theirs and not
Right.
mine?
Understood.
Okay. Town clerk's report?
Town clerk fees brought in $105.90. Bottle returns for youth brought in $85.20. Building permits was $736. Trash recycle brought in $2,365. Total revenue for the month was $3,401.20. Or no, sorry. Total revenue for the month was, yes, $3,401.20. After paying Encon and Aga Markets, the check that went to the supervisor was $3,292.10.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to accept the town clerk's report. Can I have a second?
Second.
Councilwoman Green,
Yes.
Councilman Hoyt,
Yes.
Councilman McCluskey,
Yes.
Supervisor Miller.
Yes. Okay. You're good?
Huh?
You're good? Anything else you wanted to add to?
I have appointed my new deputy town clerk, Erin Bars, and she has already began digitizing records from the vault. We started on building permits, and she's rocking and rolling on that while learning the rest of the job.
Great. Great. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, Jared.
We say we got most of the banners up. By the end of the week, we'll have the other, there's 4 or 5 left, there's not a lot. Got most 95% of the storm damage cleaned up from the last few storms, so we're pretty good there. Both graders are out running, and we're just grading roads in between the raindrops, because it'd be nice to have a little dust rather than mud, but we're doing the best we can. Otherwise, yeah, we're just hammer down grading roads. No other stuff to report, luckily. So that's about it.
Okay. All right, thank you, Jared. The assessor's report. I don't have one. Before the meeting, I asked the town clerk about the grievance day. Did we know the date? Have to look at the notice. Okay. The grievance day is coming up for assessments. So we'll get that. There, assessor's report. I apologize for that there. This is an awkward silence. Huh. Okay, thank you. Okay. We held that office hours, went over new construction permits. All new sales have been key punched. All escrows have been processed. The tentative roll book has been filed. Legal notices have been published. All notices have been mailed, and he's holding book hours. So that's from the assessor. I believe Vicki will come back with the date of grievance day. Okay, next. Buildings and Code Enforcement Officer?
We have 30 permits out here to date, new. Still a lot of new construction this year, starting out. Burn ban's on till May 14th still, so don't burn. We've had some fires already, people on a windy day burning, so. And it's going through town. One unregistered vehicle, so I'll be sending out letters to people who have more than that. And we'll be planning on getting rid of it.
Grievance day is May 28th,
May 28th.
from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m.
4 to 8, I believe that's a Tuesday.
Yes.
4 to 8 p.m. Okay. Secretary. Okay, for the planning board chairman, we have a report from Martha Goss. The planning board has a one-lot minor subdivision, on Lake Elizabeth coming up, and they're looking to accept the application for review at the May meeting. And they meet the third Monday of every month, so they'll be meeting here next Monday night. So that's from the planning board. The rescue squad, I didn't see anything from them, did I? Did I miss? No one's here. Okay. Dog control officer?
I didn't have any calls for drafting this month, and I will be attending animal abuse investigation training on Friday at Pleasant Valley Community College.
Okay, good. Thank you. You registered and everything? All right,
Or
good.
let's get somebody for an application for the summer program. Thank you.
How long?
He has an application for his shop. Thank you.
Is anyone here from the recreation committee?
Nancy's ill. She asked me to just tell you that things are progressing, that they're planning for the town-wide picnic. They've got another meeting on it tomorrow,
Okay.
and looking at some future projects down the road.
Okay. The picnic is June 9th at Graywacke Meadows.
Correct.
Okay. All right, thank you for contributing for that. The library, Leanna sent us a report. Where's handy? There we go, perfect. Activities April 1st to May 4th. They had 669 books checked out, 260 ebooks. Hoopla participants were 41. They had 333 adult visits, 7 teens, and 45 children. Megan Salisbury attended Greatest of All Time Teen Conference and training hosted by the Upper Hudson Library System at the East Greenbush Library. This was a statewide conference on ideas for attracting teens to libraries. Current session of Zumba ends on March 20th. A new session will be scheduled for fall. The summer reading program will kick off at the town picnic on June 9th, and the Run for the Roses fundraiser will be held on Sunday, August 11th. So submitted by Leanna. The Merrymakers? No? Okay. Senior citizen representative? There you go. Hi.
Okay. The monthly meeting of the Grafton Senior Group is tomorrow morning at 10:30. The seniors who participated in the biography project with Berlin Elementary Ambassadors, we attended the presentation and celebration May 9th. It was worthwhile and enjoyable partnership, and we thank Brenda for all her effort. Without her help with the teachers, it wouldn't be possible. And seniors volunteered their time at the spring yard cleanup, and that's all I have for this month for that. Lisa gave me her report for upcoming this Thursday. There will be entertainment by Bob Trefoletti, which is always a good time. On the 21st at 11, Eat Smart. So it's from Julia from the Cooperative Extension. On the 23rd, we're crafting with Justine. She's going to have a craft. You'll need to sign up. It's a patriotic wood craft. The 28th, charades, senior style. On the 30th, bingo. And at the center, we'll be welcoming Hoosick Falls seniors for the whole month of June while their center is being completed, which means that starting Monday, June 3rd, lunch will be served daily for that month. That's lunch or portable meal, grab and go, noon every day from the 3rd to 28th. A lot of activities planned for the month of June. Be sure to stop in. Submitted by Lisa. And that's it for that.
Okay, all right, great, thank you. The youth director.
Do I stand?
I know.
It's more comfortable. I don't think I haven't paid for anything yet. Everybody's donating things. It's really wonderful. The drop-off bin was built, and Jared and everybody, they put it in place. Looks like it's already producing some donations, so that's really great. I do plan on painting it and then asking a few kids to come in, and maybe even at the end of the summer, they can plant their, at the end of the summer program, put their handprints on it all over the place or something like that. But to have a fun day to do that. I had information, I know. Anyway, we're still waiting for camp applications from kids. They're trickling in, and still waiting for camp counselor applications. So there was a lot of interest, and then I haven't gotten any applications in. So please, if you know of anybody, to get that in here or to send it to the youth director. Yes, you need to write your email. The pamphlets are around town. The library has free printing. I'm in there all the time printing off things to fill out. The school did say that they would provide transportation on the Fridays. And we did hear that Grafton was willing to have us there for 2 weeks at the beginning of the program. Looks like we're all ready to go with the food portion of it, for the Rensselaer County food, summer food program, so that's great. And are there any questions?
Did I hear you're going to do a swim program?
That's not me. I did ask, I asked Vicki to change that because that swim program application is through Grafton. And so she's just going to put another note on the website to contact the state park. What's cool about our time in the beginning of the program, which is running from July 8th through the 9th of August, is that the first 2 weeks that we're at Grafton will be the first session of the swim program. So I was hoping that parents would be able to see both and maybe match up if they want their kids to participate. It'll be an easy transport. They're right there. Trying to think of anything else in the works. I guess that's it. Does anybody have any questions? Onward and upward.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, communications received. Anyone have anything? All right, under new business, we have establishing a town Amazon business account. This is something that Councilwoman Green has suggested and done a little research.
I was just thinking it wouldn't be a bad idea because like Jared does stuff but through Amazon, and then I'm sure Laura would probably do some stuff and we could order stuff at the town. The only problem is the cost, because for them to do it annually, it's for them to like do an invoice, because otherwise you have to have a line of credit with them. And I don't know if that's something that the town would be able to do. But I'm just thinking like Amazon is a good source. I know we use it a lot at RPI. So I don't know if it's something that it would be worth to do.
I think especially for Jared. I mean, the prices for parts,
Yeah, I love the idea. The county
you can save
does
thousands.
it, somehow the county, the highway department for the, down the county garage,
Yeah, they
Tony
prob-
buys all their stuff on Amazon.
Because the thing, you go and buy stuff and then you're paying the sales tax on it and you don't get reimbursed for that.
Right.
So that way it could be set up as a tax exempt account, but I don't know, I would have to look into more about what the line of credit would be. And I don't know if that's something, is that something the town can do?
A line of credit? Sure.
Well,
But I'm not telling you I would recommend it, but it's something you should look into. There's a credit card usage policy the county has. Take a look at that. I would talk to our director for the purchasing for the county just to get input. You know, Jimmy. And I think that's a great place to start because the county probably does more purchasing like that, Becky,
Right.
than any municipality in Rensselaer County. So I would talk to Jim Gordon.
because, I just think it would be beneficial.
Yeah, you would have to adopt the same kind of policy the town would, that the county has for credit card usage. You have to follow procurement still, you know,
I thought we
so.
looked into a credit card before for
We
the
had,
highway.
we
That would
had,
be.
yeah, not under Phil's, it was when Sal was here, and it dates back to
It was
supervisor
recently.
days. Okay.
I remember
Yeah, nobody went for me though, that's all I'm saying.
didn't we have this conversation, Jared, about getting a credit card for you?
Yeah, we were talking about it.
That wasn't that long ago.
No, right, that was you and I that were talking.
No, it was not. It was in a town board meeting.
I
Because
perhaps.
we had, And then there was an issue with getting a credit card through Pioneer Bank, I think it was.
I would talk to Mr. Gordon just to see what the county went through when they did it. And then obviously, if you do establish that, you would still have to follow the procurement policy. You couldn't just willy-nilly go out, especially if you're putting it in Jared's hands. I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding.
No, but like this one, it's $179 a year.
That's no
And it
different.
would give you 3 users, so it would be like Vicky, Laura, and Jared. But
It's really departments. So it's Jared, but 20 years from now, it'll be somebody else. So it'd be the highway department, and it would be the town clerk. And
office and Laura.
And that expense is something that can be paid by the town just to then get cheaper purchasing. The only problem is you got to weigh the sales tax issue too. Now, if they say that if you did it this way, there'd be no sales tax,
You can be tax exempt through them,
there you go.
because that's one of the questions on there.
So Jimmy's the place to start, Jimmy Gordon.
Okay, the next new business we have is the review of the quote for senior center wind damage repair. In the big storm that we just had, we lost the cupola off the top of the building. It ended up in the garbage area, so it just kind of landed right out on the street. So we did get an estimate from the gentleman that fixed the post office decking. It's quite a comprehensive estimate. It's $2,600, Phil.
So would the insurance company pay for any of that?
The county.
We have, the county insures that building. There's a $1,000 deductible,
How much was the quote?
$2,600.
So we pay $1,000, but we save $1,600, I would do it.
Right.
So you just normally have to have the insurance company approve the work being done.
Who would I forward that to at the county?
Jesse.
CJ? Oh, Jessica?
No, Jess oversees the
Okay.
insurance.
Okay.
Jessica Charette.
Legislature, right?
Correct.
Okay, perfect. Okay. And next we have security and fire alarm quote. This was also something that Councilwoman Green undertook.
Jared and I met with Larry Descanio from ITZ Security, and they did a quote to do cameras. There would be 4 cameras on the highway garage. One would go towards the back corner of the highway department. Then one would be on the recycling, and there would be 2 on the front of the building that would do the entrance coming in this way to the town and the entrance coming in this way for the town. That would be for the security cameras. And that total is $3,675 for the 4 cameras. There would be a monitor, a recorder for the 4 cameras, and that would be set up in the highway department so that all the wiring is all in the highway department. Because it would be pretty costly to wire it over here just to set the cameras up. The expensive part is the fire system that would actually go somewhere other than just a loud noise in the town hall if there was a fire in the building. And someone from Leanna actually from the library made a good point that we have that anti-rent flag that's an original flag out there that's, there's not a price, you can't put a price on it because you cannot replace that. And our system, our fire alarm system, I don't know how operable it even is. Because nothing ever went off when we had the blowout of the furnace and the smoke.
I mean, you can test it, it's pretty simple.
That's
That's the one that is shut off because it's got a problem with it.
Right, kind of short circuit.
Right.
But they would do, and he said that he's kind of surprised that we don't have a better system in here, because he said it's really very out of code. It's very outdated, and it's not up to code. And he would also have to do the rescue squad building because that is an attached building. And the total on that whole setup, and that's including, it would be setting up one dual line communicator, a fully addressable with backup, battery backup, a key panel, 12 smoke alarm, 4 heat, 4 pull, 4 pulls, which I think is probably like
Pull
that red
alarm.
box.
Yep.
Pull alarms, 5 horn strobes, 3 strobes and 1 cell communicator, which that would be, so that would be notifying the monitoring system, the people that would be monitoring it. If there was a fire alarm that went off, they would call the fire department. It didn't, anything that needed to be, so they would do all the installations, any like patching and painting that would need to be done around it or whatever, that would have to be done by someone else. And then there's a monthly monitoring fee, which is $60 a month, which I want, being, I had absolutely zero idea of how much this would cost to have any of this done, so I started with this, and I know I would have to get 2 more quotes to because of the procurement policy, because of the dollar amount of it, which someone else might come in and give me a totally different price.
I mean, we could possibly get into our security system,
Which that's what I was going to check with
AT or whatever we ever have.
It's
It's monotronics, and the last time it actually technically breaks. And they told me the last time I talked to them and asked them that they do not do fire security monitors.
I mean, at the school, my monthly cost is about $34. I have Centura, that was the original system in there. It works fine, they come and upgrade it and maintain it. That's an alarm directly to Central Station, to Chief Goyer. When it goes off, they're there. And this system here was code compliant when this addition was done. So you don't have to upgrade. If something was done here or remodeling, then you'd have to bring everything up to compliance. As it was compliant at that point.
But is it operable?
Well, I mean, you can test it.
Because every light on that panel out there says trouble. It doesn't in the
Battery, it's a battery backup, so whether the battery, they come in and
it
service
doesn't go
everything.
anywhere.
Right, no.
It just makes a noise in the building, correct?
Mine goes to Central Station.
Right.
So when that alarm goes off. But that's hooked in with my security system too also.
Right.
They'll call me if it's a break-in, but when that alarm system goes off for the fire, it's right to Central Dispatch. And to
What's the name of the company that you use?
Shintoris. I'll get you all the information on it. There's a bunch of them out there.
Yeah, are we at a cost level now where we should be doing RFPs and bids, not just getting quotes?
$20,000 would be the cost for purchasing just the items, if that's what we're going to do from one outfit. $35,000 is for public works, so if you're hiring somebody else to install it or something like that. So there's your numbers, 20,000 and 35.
And they talked to me about upgrading mine. He said when the day it needs it, he's nowhere near those numbers.
Yeah, 15 is definitely procurement policy.
Right. For 3 quotes.
3 written quotes, is it? I think.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But
Now, if you piggyback on either another municipality's deal or you go through a state contract, then you don't have to get the 3 quotes.
Does anybody else have another security system, people or alarm
I
fire
mean,
system?
well, you check with our alarm system, they don't do it.
Yeah.
AT&T, there's a lot of them out there.
ADT.
ADT does it, AT&T has a system.
AIT said something too, right? Right, well, I will check with others and see what we come up with. Maybe I'll try.
And that seems to be very overkill for what they have.
Well, I don't know, because I don't, like the equipment, I don't know,
Right.
I don't know.
Basically, you need a smoke head and a heat sensor in each of the rooms. And 1 strobe. And they got it. That's it. The most important thing that it calls into Central Station. And then Jimmy gets the call.
Just going back to the camera project, is it only going to be 8? Is that 4 and 4? So does it allow for more cameras to be added in?
It could have, it'll be channeled up to 8,
Okay.
and we're gonna do 4.
Okay.
So that if we did notice that there was a spot that we wanted to have security, a camera, an additional one added, we could do that.
Okay.
How many cameras do you have you're gonna put up now with this quote?
With this quote, it would be 4 cameras,
But it has capability up to 8.
8.
And,
We did the school, I mean, I wish I had more.
mm,
You know, and it's not that much more to get the monitors or to input the cameras.
who did the school?
Mr. Buckman.
Eric.
Yeah, and Eric can't do municipalities now.
Okay.
So I checked with him first, and he's the one that recommended me to Larry.
Right, okay. Okay, good deal. What, you said something about the wiring. What is that? Wiring in the highway garage.
The monitor and the recorder would be in the highway department.
Okay. Because we do have, there's lines run. Did Eric tell you that?
Well, Jared said.
They're
that-
underground.
Right, but he said he didn't know how easy it would be to access them.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a pipe running underground, no guarantees we can pull through it.
Right, okay.
So,
Jared was with me the day that Larry was here and did this with me, so that I could.
I think if we're looking at this, I mean, ultra important to have something in that garage over there for smoke or fire. My feeling, you've got $1 million worth of equipment sitting in there. By the time that building started breaking out, there'd be a lot of fire in there.
it'd be over,
Something to-
sure. Yeah, I don't,
Even one system, you know, in the back or where the garage is for a smoker. I know they're tough in there because you have exhaust and everything, but
well, I'm sure they'd have to have another,
yeah.
sit there, another whatever quote to go do that over there as well.
Yeah.
All right, any other new business? Okay, so we're good on new business? Okay, for old business, we have a review of the quote for the vault ventilation. For $3,420. Vicki got this quote from a gentleman named Oliver Harwood of Render Inc. We've been batting this around for years. I mean, it's time to pull the trigger on it. $3,420. So we can do it without,
I just want to talk to him about fire protection. If there was a fire or something, that system shuts down and closes itself. So it's not pumping fresh air into the fire. You know, common on a wall or something like that. So it has to be protected that, you know, if there's a fire on the wall or vice versa, that system itself closes.
yep.
We didn't really see it in there.
Okay. So what do we think? Just verify that and then
Yeah.
move forward and get the project done? All right, next up, we have a heater and cooling unit for the assessor's office.
We have to vote on the motion.
For the vault, yeah, I just moved it down to there. Okay, heater and then cooling unit for the assessor's office. Do we, my thought would be it's warm, it's too warm or it's too cold. But they make a little freestanding unit rather than putting in a whole heat pump system or.
A lot of them just do the mini splits now.
Okay.
There's a lot, each individual wall, you can have a heating or an air conditioning unit outside, and just run the tubes along, so Vicky's room, conference room, that have air conditioning, and it's just a small little thing that goes on the wall inside. We could look into a company maybe to go about it, if we're gonna do it. It's more worthwhile to do a couple of rooms, you don't have to stick air conditioners in the windows.
Well, they don't have a window in there. That's the problem.
Right.
And
But they
then-
did have an air conditioner in there that went through the wall.
Went through the wall.
That he's used for years. So, but I understand now, it's right in the way. It stands, it's freestanding air conditioner. And there was a vent into the wall.
The dryer room, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not a bad idea about mini splits for a couple of rooms. You wanna look into that?
Yep.
The post office deck repair status, hopefully you've noticed it's done and it looks nice and it's solid. The next step is stain and non-slip treatment, which Tom advises we're gonna wait until.
We're gonna wait till the wood dries and cures a little bit, and get a good hot day, maybe a Sunday, where we're gonna stain it, not paint it, and we're gonna put grit into it, so we'll have an automatic anti-skid property to it. Also, we have one more post, if you're walking into the post office, the post on the right is out about 3.5 inches. We secured underneath, we built cribbing underneath, we're gonna jack it up a little bit and get it to where it's square again, like we did again. Other than that, we gotta put some lattice work around the bottom, which is vinyl, so we'll never have to paint it again. And we're gonna just stain the pressure treated when it's dry. So, he did a great job and quick.
Yeah, nice and solid. Okay, the next thing is the recommended necessary upgrades to desktop computers. As a result of AIT, our new IT outfit, coming in and taking a look at what we have, they've determined that there are a few desktops that are woefully out of date and need to be replaced. So we have a quote from them for those. The assessor's office is one of them, my office is one of them. Is the youth director and building inspector, it says on the quote.
That's for a desktop, and we need to know if Laura needs a desktop or a laptop, or she wants one. Tom has already stated that he does not need one, and can we print off, we can use the one that's in that office. So if she would like a desktop, that would be laptop, sorry, for her, and then you'd have the 3 desktops, one for Allison, one for you, and one for the assessor's clerk. The assessor's clerk is so outdated that he couldn't update it, could not do anything with it.
Right.
That one is seriously outdated.
Okay, so we can consider this with a motion on $4,196.
Well, depends, what are we gonna do there for the laptops, because Tom doesn't want one.
Oh,
So, yeah.
Well, it's only got one on here.
And did Laura want a laptop that she can use?
I'm right here. If I have an opinion in the 30 seconds of hearing it, it would be helpful, I think, if you guys own it, right? It's yours. So it would be great to have one place for all of the documents that will start to accumulate, the programs, the contacts, those kinds of things. I prefer to keep things separate, things that are here with the town versus anything personal. So, I mean, it's a positive, you know, as long as it stays here, right? Like, goes on to the next person, whoever's available. I think that's a great way of, it's a new file, it's like a big filing cabinet and a workplace that you can carry wherever you need to go, so.
That sounds like a yes.
As far as
30-second assessment, there you
the
go.
Microsoft Office 365,
Love it.
and then if you ever decide to leave or we allow you to leave, you'll just leave it here, otherwise it's yours to tote around and do what you need to do with it.
All right. Just fine.
Okay, so on your motions too. Motions.
Where are we paying for this stuff from? Just an idea.
Well, where would you recommend we pay it from?
I'm not the chief financial officer, I'm asking you.
Typically, when things like this have come up, we remove money from the unexpended fund balance. We've always rolled money at the end of the year that we haven't spent back over, so I agree that moving forward during budget season, we should identify whatever we want to spend money on for next year and have it in the budget for next year. You know, big projects and things that we know that we're going to do, it should definitely be budgeted properly. So that would be my answer on that for now.
But we do have money in the buildings fund.
So there's that.
But I mean, there's may not be a whole lot of excess in there, but there's usually something left over in the general one that we don't use for.
Yeah.
Just standard upgrades for everything.
Right. I'm not arguing it, I'm just wondering. Like,
And so far, that's where all the computer upgrades have come out of so far.
We're at 21,000 for that. That's left as of the end of April. That would be.
Okay, the next item up is scheduling the workshop meeting for budget and finance review. The bookkeeper has come back with a date of July 20th. That's a Saturday at 9 a.m. So that will be the workshop for,
What was June that because she said that we weren't available in June. And I was like, I don't know why we wouldn't be available in June.
I don't know, I'm not even her availability. She said she was pretty much booked until July. That's the first thing she said to me. Yes, Saturday, July 20th, 9 o'clock.
Could you meet with us? Could we, because a lot of it you could probably explain to us, don't you think?
I know I could. What I'd prefer, Councilwoman Green, is if you would give me a list of your questions in advance, and I'll get them answered, so we're not, you know, you had a marathon visit with Jared, 5 hours. I don't have that kind of time, you know, so, I mean, you know, if you write out your questions and let me know what your concerns are, I'll answer them that way.
And how do I get them to you? Because I've emailed you and sent text messages and I don't hear from you response.
I've gotten your emails, so,
But I didn't get a response, so. I printed them off for you.
yes,
Gave them
yeah, I
to
do
you.
have them, yeah, I do have them, you got them up.
So wait, on the, talking about another meeting?
No, just July
Just
20th,
July
yeah, just
20th?
July 20th, yes.
And that's specifically all the
Yes, budget and finance questions, reading financial reports, any other concerns that Councilwoman Green sees fit to bring forth.
Well, it's
Or
not
any
just-
of the other board members see fit to bring
Exactly.
forth.
'Cause-
Well, Jody wanted to be here, so we needed, we couldn't schedule it quicker than, you know, she
Yeah, but
definitely
it's
wants
only
to
1 week
participate.
that she wasn't gonna be here, this week in May. So. Whatever. I feel well.
All right, any other old business?
Yep,
Senior center lease?
you got it.
Perfect.
So,
We signed it, yep, it's signed and executed. and-
So just approve the resolution.
Okay.
Sent to you guys on April 10th, and just send it to you again.
Yeah,
That is going to end up being resolution 48.
okay, perfect.
And I sent it to everybody.
And I don't have the email from people.
Now you do.
Yeah, I have it now, but I don't have the date people. I'm just saying I don't have the email. Something?
I don't know.
Oh, it's not the first thing that is. This is
Perhaps
the-
intent.
Yeah. For a while, we were having a hard time when they couldn't communicate with us.
Gotcha.
It was very difficult with spectrum.
I would just approve it. Get it done.
Okay, so that we're adding resolution 48 to the resolution portion of the meeting. All right, any other old business?
Can I just ask you a question about this? Is this the same exact, is this what we got, you sent to us originally?
Yes. Yes,
Okay, so I
a month ago.
Right. Can I just
But
ask
it
you a
didn't
question?
get to everybody. For example, the town clerk, even though it's her right email address, did not get to her. So these things do happen, but hopefully you've all had a chance. The lease agreement is the 3-year lease agreement with the raising it up roughly 3% from before each year. And, you know, it's not really different than the one we did before.
This is 3%,
I thought it was 3%.
not 2.
Well,
No, 3,
it's-
this is, the first one is 3, yep.
Yeah, I think that guy, Pierce guy, he really pushed the county executive, that's what I heard. And suddenly, which was 2, it was 2, suddenly Steve comes back and says 3.
Yeah, there you go.
I said, where's this from? Oh, Pierce, I couldn't take it anymore. I'm kidding.
What we're talking about is the lease with Rensselaer County for the Everett Wager Senior Center. That's a 3-year lease. Rensselaer County's agreed to or asked to remain there, offering programs for seniors and the aging through the senior center. So we're locked in for 3 years. The contract's public information. They bear a significant portion of the utilities. They insure the building. So it's a good deal and it's a great place for our seniors. So, okay, so that's getting added on. All right, any other old business?
Can I ask my question?
Oh, yeah, certainly, sure.
This, and maybe I'm just being uneducated here, but where does it say that the town has right to use this building anytime after 3? I mean, like, when you rent something, you don't, it's not, after like, people leave the building, doesn't mean that you can use the building. So I'm not, why do we think we can, why do we use the building?
I don't understand.
You go with your meeting, and I'll read through the thing I sent all you guys. If it's not in there, I'll tell you it's not in there.
Yeah, I don't believe it's in
But
there.
that's how we've always done it.
Well, but why though?
Why isn't it in there that the town can use the building when what, is that what you're asking?
Why do we think, why does the town, why can the town use, why do we think we can use that building after 3 o'clock?
Yeah, the question is, she
I don't know,
thinks
3
we're
o'clock
giving
is-
it to them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
3 o'clock is arbitrary, I don't know where that's coming from, but they do use it for special things. The wine and cheese has been held there, there's been certain events that, yeah, and we ask, and I'll talk to, used to be Carol Rosbazen, and now it's,
Oh, I know why.
Casey.
You know offense, guys.
yeah.
Okay.
You gotta read it. It says,
Where?
Monday through paragraph 2, rental terms. Hours of use by lessee shall be Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Either party may, with 6 months advance notice, terminate the agreement. See, right before the termination provision, it says right there, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 3. So that's where the 3 o'clock comes from.
I think they're just stating the hours that they're using it for programming, and just, you know, that's right.
And you can't use the kitchen.
All right, any other old business? All right, we're gonna go on to public comment. Public comment is limited to 5 minutes per person. Be mindful the public comment portion of the meeting is a privilege. All comments and statements shall be directed to the town board. Please refrain from any personal attacks, name calling, or derogatory public comments toward individuals. Who'd like to start? Cat Bush.
At one of the previous meetings, you mentioned that there was a mistake on the property tax bill and they were going to do refunds. Have you heard anything more on
I
that?
looked into it today and did not get a call back from Rensselaer County yet, but I talked with Allison Kirchner, our tax collector. No one has received any refund yet from that mistake. This was the error. I think it was a transposition of numbers that resulted in exponentially raising our contribution to the Hudson Valley Community College stipend, or what would you call it?
I don't know, but I know the county legislature did a resolution authorizing refunds to a bunch of people in Grafton and Petersburg.
When did they do that?
I think last month.
Last month, okay.
Yeah.
So it's probably underway with finance.
Wasn't that the charge back to the county? Is that what that
Yes,
was?
yeah,
Okay.
for Hudson Valley, yeah.
Okay.
Hudson Valley,
So,
elections, there's a whole list of
all right,
things. Ours
So they're
is
working.
triple.
they didn't just forget about it.
No, they
No,
didn't
no,
just
no.
forget,
No.
no,
All right.
definitely not.
The other thing is, Vicki, I didn't hear the name of the deputy clerk. Who's the new deputy clerk?
Aaron Mars?
Aaron Vars?
Yep.
V-A-R, okay. And Jared, one other thing, I know you fixed that stop sign on Taconic Lake Road. There is one other one across the way.
I forgot.
Just,
about it.
yeah, so when you get a chance, could you do that one?
Sure.
Thank you. And the other thing was that, about the senior center, Becky, were you talking about it being used after hours? So after 3 o'clock, is that what you were talking about?
On this one here, it says that they use it 9 to 3.
But your question was after hours? Why is it being used after hours, like for merrymakers or?
No,
No? Okay.
just as the town, I think we should have a policy on who can use it and who can't use it.
Well, I was just unclear what your question actually was. I thought you meant they're there 9 to 3, but after 3 o'clock, it shouldn't be used by anybody. That's what I thought you meant.
No, I think the building should be used more, but
Right.
I believe we can control
who knows?
that.
I don't,
Just when they're using it.
yeah. I don't,
Yeah.
but, yeah. I'm gonna go along by that originally. I don't remember seeing that when I read that.
Anyone else from the floor? No? Okay. Okay, Mr. Loveday, yes. Hi.
Go figure. I have 3 unrelated concerns. This will only take 3 minutes. On April 22nd at 3:35 p.m., the Valente mine set off a blasting charge. The wave of energy hit my house with a shudder. It felt much bigger than previous blasts. The effects from blasting alter house foundations and groundwater. Foundations are prone to cracking. The groundwater can be diverted from wells by increasing microfractures in the bedrock. This is common knowledge for the last 500 years. Groundwater is also diverted when mining removes material and changes the direction of streams like the Callanan mine has done in Cropsyville. Could the board please consider contacting the Valente company to request they use the smallest charge possible? Our community is composed of houses that all depend on their own wells. Years of mining affects land that the company does not own. Second concern is the Town of Grafton website address is townofgrafton.org. Recently, the federal government has recommended that counties, cities, and towns change their domain and use the domain extension .gov. When municipalities use other domains like com, .net, .org, it's much easier for someone to create a false web address by using similar domain or email addresses. The .gov is under federal control, is a secured namespace, and towns can make the change for free. Though the recommendation addresses election sites, it makes sense to protect our website since it is actually a town asset. Since there are several towns in the country named Grafton, the address would be townofgraftonny.gov. For more information on changing to that federal domain, go to get.gov. And then lastly, I need to respond to the town lawyer's comments last month regarding ideas for streaming Town of Grafton meetings. He suggested that streaming is not a requirement of the Open Meetings Law. This is a pointless observation because the fact is that streaming public meetings for many of the 109,000 cities in the United States is the norm in 2024. The council is hired to provide legal and procedural guidance to the town board. The council is not a citizen of Grafton, nor a board member. Therefore, does not have the right to introduce ideas during public discussions that may subtly influence the board or public's opinion. Thank you.
And last, and Barbara.
Am I the last?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so. Although I'm going to call on Megan in a minute to do something for us.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So last month I talked about J. Hakes Road, and I want to say thank you to Jared because it's much better. You did a good job over there. And I was going to ask you about doing Fire Tower, but I think you did that today, so I haven't driven on it yet. It was really, really bad. And I wanted to say that the post office is looking much better. They did a good job over there. Tom said something about Family Dollar had said they wanted to come here, and I understand and I agree that Family Dollar is really something we want here. They are everywhere, but they're not really Grafton. I get that. I was wondering what kind of businesses would be accepted, what would be encouraged to be up here, and who would make that decision. Because if they came to you and they didn't come to the whole board.
No, that, I think if I can clarify, the Dollar General started with a phone call.
Okay, I
The
don't
company called doing research for Dollar General and they might cold call 37 towns a day
Okay.
to find out what the lay of the land is. They have certain requirements that they need, certain acreage requirements, public sewer requirements, and they're just, so right out of the gate, they had no shot of coming to Grafton. It started with just an inquiry phone call and it kind of snowballed as a rumor from there. It was never going to amount to anything,
Okay.
right? I mean,
They wanted to, I mean, they could put a Dollar General anywhere they want. They have to come before the planning board and do a policy and procedure, but
Okay. So then my question still
any
stands.
business can come.
What kind of business would be encouraged? What is wanted up here? Because we really don't have much in the way of businesses. We don't have much in the way of opportunities for kids to do any kind of working unless they want to go to Troy or Bennington. So that was just a curiosity thing. I don't know if anyone's ever mentioned having a business. I mean, we did have the microbrewery that was going to try to go on Dunham Road, and nothing's happened with that. I know the liquor store is going to be coming, so we got that. Kids aren't going to be able to work there though.
I think the company has to justify that to come to a town, that it's going to be supported, that there's going to be enough to support it. You know, it's a big investment, huge investment.
Okay. And then the last thing I had, you guys were talking about having someone come and do streaming for the meetings. We already have the town clerk recording. She only gets maybe 7 views a month. It's not a lot. I get 200 to 300 usually. So I'm already willing to do this. I've been doing it for 2 years for free, right? But it doesn't make sense to hire someone to do it when you could just get a microphone. I'm sitting here in the front, I can barely hear you guys most of the time. People in the back aren't going to be able to hear you. People on the computer are always, can't you turn the volume up? I can't do anything more than what I do. So if you guys could put a couple $100 into getting a microphone system so that we could actually hear you, you're not going to have a monthly fee. You just have to pay for the electricity and the equipment to do it. That would be really appreciated. And we do have people that are hard of hearing. There are people that come here that can't hear you, and people on the computer really can't hear you. So that's all I have for today.
all right, thank you, Anna, thank you. Anyone else? John,
I would just like to suggest that, going along with Ann's suggestion, put in mics, that you add something for sound system and for streaming into next year's budget. This year, as it is, you had the expense of the post office, you have the expense of the computers. All these could have been planned last year and put into this year's budget, but they weren't. That's all.
thank you. Okay, I'm going to ask Megan Myers to speak about Resolution 44.
Okay.
Megan Myers is with Rensselaer County Soil and Water.
Correct. And we have a partnership with Travel Limited, and so we, starting about probably 2 years ago, we worked with Travel Limited. We got a letter of support from the town of Grafton, and Travel Limited was able to obtain a grant to do culvert assessments for the town, along with Steventown, Brunswick, and Berlin. So we completed all the culvert assessments throughout the town of Grafton. Everything's available online to see. We worked with Jared and Ingrid to prioritize culverts for like the needs of replacing them, but there's a variety of items that all came together in order to prioritize them, and it wasn't just structural. It's kind continuity for fisheries, ones acting as barriers to fisheries for passage. We would, bump them up in combination if their culverts are falling apart. Other assessments done on them was if they're acting as barriers and causing flooding, some that are damaged. So there's a combination of factors that made them priorities. So under that grant, my district did all the field work for that, and Trial Unlimited did a lot of the application work and all the analysis with Cornell Cooperative Extension as well. We're at the point now where I think the last time we came to a meeting a few months ago, Trial Unlimited submitted culvert replacement designs for I think I can't remember, was it for 4 stream crossings in the town of Grafton, and they were all shovel-ready designs. And they were prepared in a way where it would be easy to apply for a DEC permit as well. So that's all been completed. So we're kind of prepping, we've prepped everything to the point where when a grant opportunity becomes available, we'll have everything lined up to apply. I think the last piece is, I don't think we provided the road stream crossing management plan. I'm not sure if that was in the packet or not. But I know we shared one with the town of Steventown and maybe another town already. So we do have that at our fingertips, but we probably have to tweak it if it's not tweaked already. This resolution kind of summarizes the work we've done. This has not cost the town of Grafton anything at all. It's just all through soil and water. We put in a lot of our own time, and we matched this grant. We exceeded what we had committed to matching, but that's all. We just write that off at the end of the year. So what would be useful is to just have this resolution passed, so we have this ready to go to submit with an application for an opportunity for a stream crossing replacement. And I know Jared had a question, because someone had reached out and asked Jared, say if we apply for a grant, what does it cost the town if we do get the grant approved? And usually there is a cost share, like maybe a 75-25, like the state grant would be covering 75%, and then it would cost the town 25%. But it may not really cost the town too much, because that 25% could be in-kind labor to actually do, for the like Jared to actually do the construction of it. So would I like say take some 100 hours, his crew. There's an hourly rate, and they just keep track of their hours, times it by the hourly rate, and that amount can go towards that 25% match required. So it would be a minimal expense, if not any. They might exceed that match amount required. So the resolution would be helpful to just have everything ready to go.
This is the same resolution from Brunswick and Steventown?
Yes.
It's just boilerplate?
Yes, and Berlin. I'm still, I think I still have to catch up with Berlin. But yeah, I'm chasing everyone down to get these done. Yep. Yeah, and I know Brunswick, their attorney reviewed the resolution, draft resolution, and they signed it and submitted it to us already.
Megan, did you attach the plan to that resolution?
No, because I don't think we submitted it yet.
Okay, this calls for you guys to look at the plan before you approve this resolution. Because if you read it, it basically says the town desires to incorporate this survey evaluation and prioritization into long-term road maintenance plans. And then the next clause says you intend to make the road stream crossing management plan available on the town's website. So you kind of are supposed to look at those things before you approve this resolution.
I will say this is a draft. If you want to change the wording in it, just so
No,
we have it.
no, you gotta give us the document.
Okay.
It's not, nothing wrong with the
All right.
resolution. It's, they have to approve the plan.
Okay. Yep, so can we come back next month? I'll make sure there's a
Make sure we
plan
have the plan.
that's submitted. I don't know
You know,
what was in that packet.
if you get us everything we need and you're confident that we have everything,
Yep,
we
okay.
don't necessarily need to come back in
Okay.
June. And as long as we know we have, right, if Phil's
Yeah.
reviewed
That-
it.
That's, yeah, you guys, it's more you guys need to review this plan and say, yeah, that fits in with what Grafton wants to do long term.
Yeah, okay.
Okay?
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Any other questions? Any questions while I'm up here and talking already in front of everybody?
I can send you the packet you guys gave us.
Yeah, I don't know if I was it electronically submitted, or I know it
No,
was.
we had copies of it.
Yeah, she
Okay.
passed out half a dozen.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I had the copy of it in my office, actually.
Okay. See, I'm acting as the local connection because Tracy, she was from Connecticut. It's a whole like northeast. She covers like the whole northeast. So I'm just helping facilitate all of this for them. So, all right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Megan. Okay, so we're gonna hold off on that one for tonight. Until next month. Okay.
I do have one.
Okay.
The bathroom for the rescue squad. I tried to contact Eric several times. I called and left messages, and I get no response. Pierce has tried to make contact with him with no response. Can we, like, just say you're done and you can move on with someone else?
I think we should do a letter to him explaining that we need to have an answer for what his plans are. Because it needs a lot of work. We looked at it tonight. So,
It's been 4 years.
yeah. So wait,
It hasn't been 4 years.
one minute.
It definitely has not been 4 years, so.
Jared, he
Wasn't
was
it
here, what, a
2020?
month ago?
That wasn't,
Ish. Yeah, so a little over a month he was here working on that. And there's still quite a bit.
Or he may have been here other times, that's when I saw him and talked to him.
We need to either get him to commit or we're done.
I think we should review what he's done, what he's been paid for, what materials are already purchased, and just see where we stand with the bills, and then, yeah, maybe, I like the idea of a letter. Phil, from me, or you draft it? A letter to a contractor requesting,
Whatever you want.
okay.
Whatever you would like. It
Okay.
sounds like somebody's saying this guy's in breach because he hasn't got the job done.
Hasn't, yes, definitely gone on longer than we anticipated.
So whoever is the person that knows the most about this from this council, please call me. I'll pump you for the information. I'll put a letter together for that person to review and approve, and then we can send it out to this person. The contractor.
Buildings and grounds is, right, Tom and Becky?
So if you guys can just give me some of the information, I can come up with a letter that basically says, we didn't do a written contract with this person, or it's just
Vicky, do you have all of that package?
Just
I
a
have
resolution
packet of the
approving?
quotes. Yeah, I have a packet of the quotes.
So it's just quotes, there's no written contract that has all
Contract
these
saying
terms
that
and
you would do
conditions.
this and do that,
Yep.
and it can be done by this date. There's nothing official with that. It was
Like
just a
that.
quote, but it has been, it's pushing a few years.
Oh, there's a reasonableness standard, we can use that. So I'll work with members of the council to come up with a letter to kind of try and light a fire, and we'll put some dates in there for the guy to either do the work or we're gonna go to somebody else. That's all you can do.
Well, it's unfair to the rescue squad because they have been in upheaval. And they can't, they gave up their storage room. Now they gave up another piece of a room, and it's not.
So we'll work on that for whoever is gonna help me, and we'll come up with a letter.
Do you have that handy, Vicki? Because I don't need it right now, but after the meeting.
Oh.
Thank you.
Okay, can we move on to motions and resolutions? All right, we have resolution number 45 of 2024. appointing Victoria Burdick as Registrar of Vital Statistics effective 1/1/2024 through 12/31/2027. I'd like to make a motion to appoint Victoria Burdick as Registrar of Vital Statistics. May I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Lukowski.
Councilwoman Green.
I abstain, being a relative.
Councilman Hoyt.
Yes.
Councilman McCluskey.
Yes.
Supervisor Douglas.
Yes. Okay, congratulations. Resolution number 46, establishing a petty cash fund for the Grafton Youth Department for $500. We've had this in the past. We just didn't do it as part of our organizational meeting this January because we didn't have a youth director. So we just let that sit until we had one in place. So I'd like to make a motion to pass Resolution 46, establishing a petty cash fund for the Grafton Youth Department for $500. May I have a second? Seconded by Councilman Hoyt.
Councilwoman Green.
Yes.
Councilman Hoyt.
Yes.
Councilman McCluskey.
Yes.
Supervisor Douglas.
Yes. Okay, and we have Resolution 47 of 2024, authorizing the town clerk to have a conference room key made for the planning board to use. So I'd like to make a motion to pass Resolution 47. May I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Lukowski.
Councilwoman Green.
Yes.
Councilman Hoyt.
Yes.
Councilman McCluskey.
Yes.
Supervisor Douglas.
Yes. Then Resolution 48, whereas the town of Grafton desires to lease the town senior center to the county of Rensselaer pursuant to the terms set forth in the attached lease agreement, and whereas such lease is determined to be in the best interests of the town of Grafton, now therefore be it resolved that on behalf of the town of Grafton, the lease agreement attached hereto is hereby approved, and the supervisor is authorized to execute the applicable lease agreement on behalf of the town of Grafton. I'd like to make a motion to pass Resolution 48. May I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Lukowski.
Councilwoman Green.
Yes.
Councilman McCluskey.
Yes.
Councilman Hoyt.
Yes.
Supervisor Douglas.
Yes. Okay. We need to make a motion to accept the quote for the work on the vault with the proviso that Councilman Lukowski reviews with the vendor the smoke and fire, that it shuts off any event of smoke and fire.
So it's being approved subject to that contingency?
Yes, approved subject to that contingency, yes. So I'd like to make a motion to accept the quote for work on the town vault. May I have a second?
Second.
All right, Councilwoman Green.
Yes.
Councilman Hoyt.
Yes.
Councilman McCluskey.
Yes.
Supervisor Douglas.
Yes. Then we have the AIT quote for the 3 desktops and the laptop for the director. $4,196 with AIT Computers, our IT provider of record, I guess we'd say. So I'd like to make a motion to go ahead and approve the quote from AIT Computers for $4,196. I have a second.
Second.
Councilwoman Green.
Yes.
Councilman Hoyt.
Yes.
Councilman McCluskey.
Yes.
Supervisor Douglas.
Yes. Okay, I think that was it.
Nope, schedule the workshop for the budget.
For the July, okay. I'd like to make a motion to schedule a workshop to go over review of finances and budget for July 20th at 9 a.m. Can I have a second?
Second.
Councilwoman Green.
Yes.
Councilman Hoyt.
Yes.
Councilman McCluskey.
Yes.
Supervisor Douglas.
Yes. All right, I think that ends us with motions. I'd like to make a motion to approve the vouchers, numbers 152 through 199, in the total amount of $39,413.58. That's 152 through 199, total $39,413.58. May I have a second? Second by Councilman McCluskey.
Councilwoman Reed,
Yes.
Councilman Hoyt,
Yes.
Councilman McCluskey,
Yes.
Supervisor Douglas.
Yes. Okay, the next meeting is June 10th. It's our regular board meeting, June 10th at 7 p.m. Does anyone have anything for legislative privilege before we?
Just say something.
Yep, okay.
So I hope everyone has seen the brochure that Laura has put together. I think it's excellent to start off her new job. The summer camp, the information on how to reach her. She's definitely ready to do a great job for us, but we really need to get the word out that the summer camp is running again. Lunch and snack will be provided, and she's got a great plan.
And I did, Noelle did reach out about the Facebook page, and I asked her if she minded transferring that all over or whatever. I was like, yeah, sure. So that, because it's Facebook, so I didn't want to get involved too much, but the response, kind of like what I was saying, the response on the Facebook page when she shared a post about where to go for the new program was huge. So I'll be talking to you guys about that to make sure we get it under.
You need some help motivating some people that you have summer jobs.
Yeah, there's a few in the works. They just have to hand. I need my application.
So we have till the end of the month to get
Let's go.
all the
June
all
1st.
the kids. Yes, right?
Yep.
June 1st.
June 1st. And you have applicants for the camp.
Yep.
Okay. So we might need some word to spread that around town. Yeah, to help you.
It's gonna be great.
It
We're gonna
is.
have fun.
It is. It's gonna be
Looking
great.
forward to it.
Do we need to, are we going to reach out to the county, to Jessica, about the repairs to the senior center?
Yeah.
Do we need to make a motion to?
To put a claim in?
Yeah.
I don't think you need a motion to put a claim in. That's your duty as supervisor.
Okay.
But when it comes to award the contract to that person, that's when you would need to do a resolution.
Right, okay. Just give her a ring. Okay, this is Jessica. Okay.
And that would entail the cupola, the siding, and the gates and stuff on the garbage.
Right. Yep, fence panels, yep, same, go over, yeah, it's quite comprehensive, the quote. I'll send her this, I'll, let her know we have this.
Do you want to approve that quote subject to the insurance issue? As far as the insurance covering some of the costs?
They'd be paying the,
I thought you said we have $1,000.
Rensselaer County insures the building for all property.
Who's got to pay the deductible? County or?
Yeah, the county.
Oh, then we're fine. You just have to submit the claim.
Okay.
Good.
All right, good deal, okay. All right, I'll work with Jessica on that, and we'll have it squared up so we can get working on it immediately, or as soon as possible. Okay, anything else before we go? We're going to go into an executive session to discuss just a personnel matter. It's going to be very brief. When we come out, we're not going to do anything but adjourn, and we will be adjourning in living memory at that point of Terry J. Boyer, Mary Church, and Thomas W. Grant. But we'll do that when we come back out. So I'd like to make a motion that we go into executive session. It's 8:20. May I have a second?
Second.
Voice vote. Voice vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.